Chapter 9, cunning. In a piece of advice that could have been lifted from a CIA training manual or the whispered meetings of a revolutionary cell, Jesus tells his little platoon, I am sending you out like sheep among wolves. Therefore, be as shrewd as snakes and as innocent as doves. We like the innocent as doves part. That sounds very nice. Very Sunday school. But that first bit, well, hold on now. Shrewd as snakes? When you hear someone say, he is such a snake, do you think to yourself, oh, what a fine Christian? The things Jesus says. Let's get the religious drapery off of this, okay? A dove and a snake, okay? Surely they remember the dove descending on Jesus. As for the snake metaphor, these Jews would have connected that instantly to the serpent in the garden. Be as holy as the Spirit, be as cunning as Satan? You want us to do what? Jesus is saying, look, this is a very dangerous world. The disciples glance at each other thinking, right, we've got the Son of God on our side. I mean it, he continues. Take this seriously. I'm sending you into the Congo with a butter knife. You are easy picking. You must be holy, and you must be cunning. They've been watching Jesus for a few years now. His way of maneuvering must have given this command a sober weightiness. By what authority are you doing these things? The Pharisees asked. And who gave you this authority? Jesus replied, I will also ask you one question. If you answer me, I'll tell you by what authority I'm doing these things. John's baptism, was it from heaven or from men? They discussed it among themselves and said, if we say from heaven, he'll ask, then why didn't you believe him? But if we say from men, we are afraid of the people, for they all hold that John was a prophet. So they answered Jesus, we don't know. Then he said, neither will I tell you by what authority I'm doing these things. The clerical stooges dare to question his authority. He turns the trial on them so completely, they find themselves backed into the corner that they had hoped to back him into. Now they don't know what to say or do. Jesus says, if you won't answer me, I don't have to answer you. And then he just turns and walks away. Beautiful. But the best use that Jesus makes of his cunning brilliance is with the hearts he is trying to win over. This is a far more difficult task. Let's pick up with the story of the woman at the well. There is so much here worth relishing. Okay, you have a single Jewish man, single Samaritan woman, okay? Jews hate Samaritans, and a Jewish man, rabbi, would never ever be caught publicly speaking to a Samaritan woman, all right? She is sexually indiscreet. They are alone. He strikes up a conversation. She knows it's scandalous. She says, you're a Jew. I'm a Samaritan woman. She adds woman to make the point. How is it that you ask me for a drink? Exactly. What's a girl supposed to read into this? She's a tough cookie, this one. A more submissive first-century Palestinian woman with no legal rights would have just drawn the water and not said a word, whatever she might have been thinking. But this one, she puts up a fight. I like her already. Jesus replies, if you knew the gift of God and who it is that asks you for a drink, you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water. A return that almost implies, hold your horses there, cowgirl. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. Her rebuttal is feisty. Sir, the woman said, you have nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. Where can you get this living water? You can almost see her, one hand on a hip, jug in the other, head cocked in that sassy way. Where are you going to get water? You got no rope. And you can sense the insinuated, you got no rope, rabbi. Then she tosses in a bit of the racial tension. Are you greater than our father Jacob, who gave us the well and drank from it himself, as did his sons and his flocks and herds? Okay, Samaritans were hated by the Jews because they were half-breeds. Dragging Jacob into this is a defiant, "Do you think you're better than me?" A comment that would have incensed your average Pharisee. She is picking a fight. Okay, the repartee here is worth the entire account. But wait, there's more. Jesus doesn't take the bait. His next comment is pure intrigue. "Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again, but whoever drinks the water I give will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give him will become in him a spring of water, welling up to eternal life." The woman said to him, "Sir, give me this water so that I won't get thirsty and have to keep coming here to draw water." He told her, "Go call your husband and come back." "I have no husband," she replied. Jesus is setting a trap. She throws one verbal jab after another, like a waitress in a rough cantina. He has the deftness of a bullfighter. She's snarky, then defensive. He's gracious and engaging. Then something in her attitude seems to shift. Notice the piece of critical information she chooses to hide. "I'm not married." Technically, that's true. Anything else? She is living with a man. Why doesn't she admit that? "I'm not seeing anyone right now." Is she coming on to Jesus a little bit? This winsome man who has continued to pursue her alone outside of town? Something provokes him to say, "Go call your husband." Now he has her right where he wants her, and he pulls the chair out from under her. You're right when you say you have no husband. The fact is, you have had 5 husbands, and the man you have now is not your husband. What you have said is quite true. Snap. He's got her. To appreciate his style, consider it would have been a lot easier for Jesus to go about the whole conversation in a more direct manner, right? "Hello, I'm the Messiah. What's your name?" "Hello, I notice you're here at midday. Is that because you're on your 6th relationship?" As he so often does, Jesus takes the indirect approach, playful and cunning, very cunning. I would love to know how long that pause was. See the look on her face after he reads her the secrets of her diaries. Does she drop her bucket? And notice, he doesn't throw the 7th command at her. He simply tells her that he knows what she's hiding. Most embarrassing. She actually tries one more racial religious card, maybe to deflect the attention off of her. Jesus holds his ground. He must be smiling at her now because she doesn't fight back after that. "I know that Messiah is coming. When he comes, he will explain everything to us." This is the humblest thing she has said yet. Essentially, she's asking, "Are you who I think you are?" And Jesus simply says, "Yep." What a wonderful way of capturing this woman. The story ends with her running to tell the whole village. And in generous Jesus fashion, he stays 2 days with them, a Jewish rabbi hanging out with the Samaritans.